All right, let's talk about New Jersey Transit. The latest news. Governor Phil Murphy finally did speak about it. What happened, and why are we looking at these power lines here? Well, this is going to be my electric company someday. Just know it. So anyway, let's talk about NJ Transit here. I know it's not a Long Island issue, but hey, like I just said, the wheels are in motion with the plan. That hasn't really stopped. So let's talk about it. All right. So as you know, NJ Transit had a big meltdown yesterday, and it really wasn't NJ Transit's fault. It was caused by Amtrak. Amtrak wires in Kearny came down and somehow managed to knock out the whole Northeast corridor between Penn Station and Philadelphia. All right, and it was a big mess. Lots of people were stranded, and it was completely unacceptable. All right, so we're gonna talk about. Going to play this story first from Channel 7 about what happened yesterday.
Now the latest on the breaking news we've been following tonight, which could continue into the morning. It's been a night of grueling delays into and out of New York Penn Station, and there is very limited service right now for New Jersey Transit and Amtrak. The trouble started shortly after 5 p.m. with down overhead power lines. Amtrak and New Jersey Transit train service was halted. Some trains started moving again at around 9:30. Passengers we spoke to were beyond frustrated by a lack of information.
We're standing around for the last hour and not one peep of what's going on.
Well, it's New York, we're used to stuff like this. But, hey, we all worked hard. All we want to do is go home.
Now the boards are completely empty. There's no information on them at all. So.
The internet says that we can have our tickets transferred to...
Yeah, but I want to go to Hoboken.
Yeah, people are trying to figure it out. Amtrak says crews have been able to restore power on one track, but that obviously will mean delays and even cancellations at this point. It's still not known whether crews will be able to fix this overnight or what things will be like for the morning commute.
So train service was a disaster on NJ Transit. And NJ Transit generally makes the Long Island Railroad look first class when it comes to their trains because they have a lot of problems. And it's not entirely their fault because the governor has called out Amtrak over this. So we're going to play the NBC New York story here. And Phil Murphy has called out Amtrak about this. At least he finally responded. He didn't say anything last night, but I'll give him credit for responding. We must do better because, yeah, what happened was completely unacceptable. Where's the sound?
New Jersey Transit and Amtrak. And 24 hours later, things are...
At this
time last night, we were telling you about breaking news of a major train problem for New Jersey Transit and Amtrak. And 24 hours later, things are back on track after overhead wire problems stranded passengers at stations, even on the tracks, for hours. Now New Jersey's governor is demanding some answers. And News 4's Melissa Colorado is live at Penn Station with Amtrak.
Phil Murphy's finally done the right thing. Should have said something last night about it.
At Penn Station, but this is the good busy we'd like to see. We're not seeing any stranded New Jersey Transit riders like what we saw last night, as you mentioned. Service is back to normal here for New Jersey Transit riders. Earlier today, though, there were some 30-minute delays, but Governor Phil Murphy really treating this like a major emergency and sending a letter to Amtrak calling on them to fix these infrastructure issues ASAP.
So I knew Phil Murphy cared.
Who rely on New Jersey Transit and by extension Amtrak are fed up.
After work, after 4 p.m., there's always something going on. There's a delay, there's a cancellation, it's frustrating after a long day of work, honestly.
After a long day at work, CeCe Austin from Rahway joined hundreds of stranded riders at Penn Station last night after service was snarled by downed utility lines covering the tracks in Kearny.
I was stuck here for like 3 hours, and the Uber prices were also ridiculous.
That meant no New Jersey Transit trains coming or going from Penn Station for hours, and no Amtrak service between Philadelphia and New York. Another New Jerseyan fed up with the disruptions, Governor Phil Murphy, who sent Amtrak this letter, reminding them that New Jersey pays them $100 million to maintain the tracks between New York City and Trenton.
Yep.
In the letter, Murphy writes, "I refuse to accept these Amtrak infrastructure challenges as an inevitable part of operating integrated mass transit systems. We can and must do better for our customers and constituents.
Hopefully today's the last. They do something really about it pronto.
Tonight,
Phil Murphy
Amtrak responding to Governor Murphy's letter.
It's New Jersey.
We apologize to Amtrak and New Jersey Transit customers for the impact yesterday's wire issues had on their travel. An investigation continues into the cause of yesterday's incident. We will implement any changes to avoid a similar incident like yesterday from happening again. And Governor Murphy is also calling for state officials to meet with Amtrak officials in the next coming days to come up with some solutions to these persistent issues. That's the latest here at Penn Station.
I wish I could find that letter that he wrote. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe I'll just go to Phil Murphy's website and maybe he'll have it on his website or something. Let's see. He'll have it on his website. I don't know. I knew he cared about people. You know, you don't see that in New York. You just don't. So let's see. I don't know where you'd have the press release. Maybe it was released on Twitter. I don't know. I didn't see anything on Facebook about it. But maybe he said it on Twitter. I don't know. I don't see anything on Twitter. I'd like to see where he put that letter. Here we go. Here it is. It is on Twitter. So here we go. I'm going to read the letter in its entirety. From the governor, Phil Murphy, to the Honorable Anthony Corsica, chairman of Amtrak. Yesterday evening, a complete system failure caused an unmitigated disaster during the rush hour commute for thousands of passengers in the New York-New Jersey region. Or should I say New Jersey-New York region. Some commuters were stranded for hours at New York Penn Station, while some passengers were even stuck on trains in between tracks for over 3 hours. These delays are not only an inconvenience, they are incredibly disruptive to the lives of New Jerseyans. They cause commuters to miss important family events, from graduation celebrations to birthdays, or simply dinner with their loved ones. Yesterday's incident was the third infrastructure failure in 2 days from Amtrak cutting off power on the tracks that NJ Transit, as a tenant, pays Amtrak over $100 million to maintain between New York City and Trenton. It made it impossible for commuters to get home on time, and it caused a domino effect of delays and cancellations on both rail and bus, stranding commuters as far away as Washington, D.C. As governor of New Jersey, I refuse to accept these Amtrak infrastructure challenges as an inevitable part of operating an integrated mass transit system. We can and must do better for our customers and constituents. Specifically, I believe Amtrak needs to make immediate short-term and long-term investments to address infrastructure vulnerabilities and updated emergency management plans to provide more robust alternative modes of transportation when equipment failure occurs. Since taking office 6.5 years ago, I'm proud that NJ Transit and Amtrak have established a much more constructive working relationship, including close coordination and planning. But it's clear that there is much work to be done, as these issues are becoming more frequent and more impactful, disrupting the lives and quality of residents of New Jersey. To that end, our senior teams need to meet within the next few days to work on the next steps on a comprehensive emergency management plan. I have also copied Secretary Buttigieg I think that's how you pronounce his name, at the U.S. Department of Transportation to impress upon the DOT the importance of investing in Amtrak's infrastructure, whose success and reliability is inextricably tied to the performance of NJ Transit. So I'm glad that Phil Murphy has done this. Very happy that he's finally gotten involved and said so. I have a feeling he would. I guess maybe he just couldn't last night. But this just goes to show you the difference between New Jersey and New York, that politicians there respond. They're more interested in the lives of actual people. News 12 New Jersey also covered this as well. But this is just all part of the plan, for me. Why do I care so much about now where I'm going to be going? I'm not going to be relying on the trains as much. I'll have to rely on the bus system more. But it's just all part of the plan, you see. And I hate talking about it, but it is part of the plan, and that's why I'm going to wind up here. It's just not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when, because I see the arrogance and the hatred toward the environment that my fellow New Yorkers have, the intolerance. And I know it's a place I don't belong. And that's what really breaks my heart, all in all, you know. You know, I see the way people are, the way the media acts. It's all about Wall Street. I'm not about that, man. You know, and I'm about the pines. I'm about nature. I'm about loving each other and equality. I'm not about Wall Street, man. You know, I'm about public transportation. So, you know what I'm really all about. Let's leave it at this. All about those great shapes.